Opening music. Soft piano, gentle strings. Slow fade and narrator emotional, calm voice. In a world that often values appearances over substance, where loud voices drown out quiet power, and where uniforms often determine respect, some stories remind us of what true dignity really looks like. This is one of those stories. It began on a humid morning at Charles de Gaulle International Airport in Paris. The departure board blinked, Flight 828 Paris to Accra, Ghana, in amber letters. The concourse buzzed with activity, a sea of travelers dragging luggage, checking phones, buying coffee. And among them walked a man, tall, dark-skinned, eyes sharp yet kind, wearing a simple brown tunic made of Faso d'Enfani fabric, the traditional hand-woven cloth of Burkina Faso. He carried no luxury bag, no gold wristwatch, no entourage, just a worn leather satchel and a neatly folded newspaper. He looked like any other traveler, perhaps a farmer, perhaps a village elder visiting family abroad, but he wasn't. Cut to, Gate B18 boarding begins. Narrator. Flight attendant Chloe Bernier, 27, was working her second international flight that week. She was polished, punctual, and professional, or so she believed. But beneath her tidy bun and pristine Air France blazer, there lingered something unpolished, a quiet arrogance she wasn't even aware of. She greeted passengers with a mechanical smile. Chloe to passengers. Bonjour. Welcome on board. Bonjour madame, business class, this way. Then came the man in the simple tunic. Chloe, half smiling, flat tone. Boarding pass please. He handed it over politely with a nod. Chloe raising a brow. Economy. Back on the left. She said it in a tone too cold for what was needed. No warmth. No kindness. Just instructions. As he walked down the aisle to seat 8C, Chloe turned to her colleague. Chloe muttering, people still fly looking like that? Can't tell if he's on a pilgrimage or lost. Co-worker giggling uncomfortably. Me both. The man in 8C heard it, but he said nothing. He simply placed his satchel beneath the seat, opened his paper, and waited. Scene shifts to inside the aircraft mid-flight. Some truths don't come like lightning. They creep in like dawn, quietly, slowly, until everything you thought you knew is lit up, and you can never go back to the dark again. Scene opens at Kotoka International Airport, Ghana, 9:07 a.m. Chloe stood at the open aircraft door, still stunned. The wind from the tarmac brushed against her face. But inside, she felt heat. Not from the weather, from something far deeper, shame. She watched the man in seat 8C step onto the red carpet. Soldiers in gold-trimmed uniforms saluted him. Dignitaries lined up to greet him with bowed heads. A presidential limousine awaited. Chloe whispering, "This can't be real." Narrator. Her co-worker nudged her. Co-worker. Chloe? That man you mocked? He's President Ibrahim Traoré. Chloe blinked, stunned. Chloe voice shaking. But he didn't say anything. He didn't even look like a president. Narrator. And there it was. The sentence that hurt the most. He didn't look like a president. As if power had to wear Prada. As if humility disqualified you from greatness. As if the heart of a nation needed validation through designer shoes. Scene shifts. Inside airport terminal. 9:20 a.m. Passengers exited the aircraft. Chloe remained frozen near the gates, trying to blend in, her mind a blur. Suddenly, a nearby TV screen caught her eye. TV anchor voice, excitedly. And this morning, President Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso landed in Accra for the West African Sovereignty Summit, alongside leaders from Ghana, Togo, and Mali. Footage. Traoré waves to cheering crowds, flashes his trademark calm smile. Anchor continues. Known for flying without bodyguards or private jets, President Traoré represents a new wave of African leadership, grounded, nationalist, and radically humble. Narrator. The camera cut to a close-up of his face. The same face Chloe saw leaning against a scratched window in Economy. The same smile she ignored. The same hands that offered thanks after she gave him nothing. Chloe whispers to herself, I mocked the president of Burkina Faso. Flashbacks hit her one by one. Can you believe people still dress like that? He probably carries bags on his head. Boarding pass. Back on the left. Every word she said returned with razor edges. But now, they didn't sound witty, they sounded cruel. Scene. Hotel staff shuttle. 10:15 a.m. Flight crew boarded their van to the hotel. Chloe sat by the window, staring out, silent. Co-worker. You okay? Chloe quiet. No, I was so wrong. Judge someone who showed nothing but grace. Co-worker. Maybe apologize, right? To the embassy. Chloe, no. This isn't about fixing it to save my job. It's about facing it, so I don't become someone who keeps doing this. Scene. Hotel lounge, later that afternoon. The hotel was abuzz. A press conference was scheduled downstairs. Chloe wandered through the hallway, unsure what she was looking for. Suddenly, a small group passed through the lobby, among them, Ibrahim Traoré himself. Narrator gentle, reflective tone. Sometimes, moments meant to stay small become waves the world cannot ignore. A single seat, a single glance, a single smile becomes a spark, and suddenly, the world is watching. Scene opens, social media feed viral chaos text on screen. Viral video, flight attendant disrespects African president in economy class, posted by @truthseeker. Footage, a zoomed-in clip showing Chloe handing peanuts to President Traoré with visible disinterest. Audio picks up her earlier mocking comment. Can you believe people still dress like that? Narrator. No one knew the passenger filming it would upload it. No one knew it would hit 7 million views in under 24 hours, but it did. Scene. Twitter or X trends hashtag respect traoré hashtag humble power hashtag seat 8C. The most graceful man I've ever seen. Hashtag Ibrahim Traoré. That flight attendant needs to be held accountable. You don't treat anyone like that. He is the president of a country and flew in economy class like a citizen, a true leader. We need more Traorés and fewer Chloes. Narrator. The comments were brutal, but beneath the anger, there was something else rising, a collective awakening. Scene. Chloe's hotel room phone buzzing non-stop. Chloe sat at the edge of the bed, staring at her screen. Her phone, 143 missed calls, 239 unread messages, voicemail, we need to talk, call me. She opened Instagram. Her DMs were flooded, some hateful, some disappointed, some just quiet questions. Why did you speak to him like that? Would you have said that if he wore a suit? Did you learn anything? Tears welled in her eyes. Chloe softly. Yes, I learned everything too late. Scene. Air France headquarters emergency meeting. HR director. We're issuing a public apology and a statement of review. Chloe is on indefinite leave pending investigation. PR rep. Damage control isn't enough. The whole continent is talking about this. We're now a case study in corporate bias. Scene. TV news. PM global headlines. Anchor voice. President Ibrahim Traoré's recent visit to Ghana stirred more than political conversations. It has sparked a worldwide dialogue on humility, leadership, and unconscious bias. Cut to African Union clip. Speaker. President Traoré embodies the spirit of the new Africa, proud, selfless, and powerful beyond appearance. Scene. Burkina Faso presidential office. Late night. Advisors sat around the long mahogany table. Chief advisor, Mr. President, you're trending in 13 countries. Do we release a statement? Denounce the airline? Traoré paused. President Traoré calmly. No need to pour gasoline on a fire already lit. Let it burn itself into reflection. Chief advisor, should we defend your dignity? Traoré smiles. My dignity was never threatened. It was revealed. Scene. A global talk show. 2 days later, a roundtable of influencers discussed the story. Journalist.